We thought we were coming to a city that was in growth, that was accessible for everyone. And what we have now come to realize is that Seattle is very, very, very happy if you have a tech degree or if you are a white person, whereas a person of color, regardless if it's any color, really, will face a much more thorough screening process, and in the long run spend thousands of dollars just looking for a space. Once they researched who my doctor was, they said, "Why do you go to that clinic?" And I said, "Because it's available to me." Well, you know that only treats HIV positive people. And that has what to do with what? Well, we do have concerns about being able to re-writ the union if it was ever released that you had HIV. And I said, do you put that in your leases? Previous tenant had HIV? No. You do realize this entire conversation is completely wrong. Well, I just have to be honest. This is Tacoma. We're not in Seattle. So if you want to live here, you just have to deal with real people. Within the last, 3 weeks of me looking, we've invested $580. So even if I get a place right now, I have to write a floater check and pray to God that they'll work with me to take the rest of the money on April 5th. I've only had HIV since 2016. I found out after I married my husband and he went to rehab and got treatment. I found out in a parking lot. To get the disease is bad enough. To try to process having a disease that you're terrified of, that you know everything about, is bad enough. To get swindled into insurance companies that you can't afford, but because they don't want to pay for your antiretrovirals, that's bad enough. But then for the doors to close when you need a place to lay your head in it. The number one barrier facing people with HIV anywhere in the world is stability. It is proven that if we do not have a house, we do not have a stable place to take showers and eat, that our medicines fail, that our treatments fail, and that we die. I think the only way that the housing market becomes fair, and the only way that it becomes available to every person, is when the individual person's voice becomes collective. I think the worst thing that we try to do is fight these battles on our own. And one of the hardest things to have to do is to ask for help. But the most amazing thing about this city, even in the darkness of not being able to live in it, or not being able to afford all the things that come with being able to have access to it, right? The one thing that does work is if you yell for help, we answer.